Are you ready?
ready?
Okay. I'll call this meeting to order, the Natrona County Commission.
Somebody needs to turn their sound down.
How about that?
Okay.
Okay. This is a special meeting on November 10th. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bertolio? Here. Commissioner Chadwick? Commissioner Kaufman?
Here.
Commissioner Milne?
Here.
Chairman Hendry?
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. The only thing that we have on this meeting is the resolution for creating a face covering requirement in our county buildings. Eric, you want to tell us about this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So before you for ratification is a resolution requiring the public to wear a face covering when entering county buildings. I drafted this based upon the similar resolution which was passed in Teton County. So I've made a couple recitals. I've added some provisions in the resolution that would exempt folks with medical issues. Does require anyone over the age of 2 to wear a face covering. That's consistent with the CDC guidelines. And it does allow some flexibility once if they're in an office or something like that, that they can technically remove it if they're social distance, but in public areas it would be required. So fairly straightforward. It would be in effect until rescinded. And with that, I would take any questions.
I've got one for you, Eric. On the turn that one off. Do something about it, and this is what we came up with. So I think it's important to do. And any other comments? Commissioner Bertolio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the second whereas is the biggest concern I have. All county officers shall keep their offices open during the usual business hours of each day, excluding Saturdays, Sundays, legal holidays, and other days as established by the county commissioners through resolution. Right now, we see our county attorney who is unable to attend today because of possible corona outbreak within his family. We can't afford to have our staff close an office simply because we have an outbreak. And that outbreak isn't just from the public, that's from within. So this is as much about protecting our employees' day-to-day operation, whether the offices are open or not. It's critical that we have our offices open because that's required by state law. If we have to close any of our office, whether it's the clerk, the assessor's office, the treasurer's office, because we have these outbreaks and we have to quarantine everybody, we need to take every precaution we can. We've done it so far, but and I will tell you, I'm not sure masks work or don't work. But in this particular case, I'm willing to go that extra step and put this requirement on this building and other county facilities to protect our employees and our ability to continue to provide the services of which we're required to do by state statutes. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I was going to say something similar, but I was actually going to ask our county attorney if there's anything else. Statutorily, we are required or mandated to have certain hours and be open certain days. And I don't know if there's any kind of precedence where there was something that happened where a courthouse or county facilities could not stay open and what the recourse is. But if you had anything to add on that, I feel like we're in a tough spot because we do need to continue to provide services to residents, and we've got to make sure we have the staff to do it. So if you have anything else to add, I'd sure love to hear it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I think earlier in the year, there were some counties that went to a full shutdown. And with the emergency declaration of the governor at the outset of the pandemic, I think that there's, it's strange times. But I added that recital in there because, for a couple of reasons. I mean, one, to just show that we are required, and I think the intent of this resolution, much to Commissioner Bertolio's points, is that this is an effort so that we don't have to take that step and start to restrict access or close. But so that was the purpose of including that recital, is that we want to remain open and continue to provide services to the public. This is another tool to hopefully help us, fulfill those statutory obligations.
Commissioner Milne, you had something?
Yes, sir. This is kind of a question to Eric again. As far as the resolution, what we're asking, this is just following CDC, correct? I mean, we're not really necessarily adding any additional layers on top of it or anything like that, correct?
That's correct. This follows the current CDC.
And so, as responsible employers, the county, not just maintaining open offices as we are per state statute, but as responsible for the employees of the county, we should do what we can, whether it works or not. The debate's still out there on masks, but we should do whatever we can to provide what protection we can to the county employees, correct? I mean, we're responsible for that, right?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Milne, yeah, I think that's, generally speaking, that is correct. As an employer, we have a broad duty to do what we can to protect our employees.
Thank you.
Forrest, did you have any comment?
Only that, we've been getting a lot of emails on this, and just right off the top of my head, I'm going to say the emails are going about 7 or 8 to 1 for us to do this, so I have to support it. For that reason and the reasons everybody else has stated.
Okay, well, and the other thing I forgot to mention is we have, I think, something like 20 people in this building that are out, and all of them do not have COVID, but they're quarantined because people they know have it. And if we keep this kind of pace up, we're going to close this building down, and we don't want to do that. We did that this spring because we thought it was coming, and boy, it was a hardship for our employees. It was a hardship for the general public too, because they wanted to get licenses, they wanted to do stuff. I mean, we can go back, the next step is to go back to curbside like we were doing. So, anyway, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve Resolution 61-20.
It's been moved and seconded. Other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, that's all we have on this special meeting. So, what's that? No public comment on this one.